What is up, guys? Adrian here from Losh TV, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be diving into Universal Monsters from HHN 29 in a house commentary video. Now, these videos, just like all the other ones, are not monetized. So this is just for your viewing pleasure, and thank you to the person that put out the house walkthrough. So, let's get straight into this. And the reason we're doing this house, in case you didn't know, is because we have Universal Monsters Unmasked coming to the event this year, which this is a sequel to Universal Monsters from 2019, so it's kind of just paying a little homage to a great house that we had. So let's go look back at it and see if it really was as great as we remember it. Alright, so this walkthrough is going to be brought to us by the Diz, and honestly the facade for this house was really different. It was the first time we had like a decal on the whole thing, but we walked in and we saw all the monsters with all these different like poses, gave you a shot of what's to come in this house, and right off the bat you get hit with one of probably the coolest scares, because the house starts off with the Wolfman. Okay, so boom, right away you get scared by a statue of the Wolfman, so it's nice. And then you see the Wolfman transformation here, and then you get hit with possibly one of the best scares in the whole house, a bungee Wolfman, which 10 out of 10, and then he gets shot back by this other man, so very nice. And then you have another wolf scare, and then after this it transitions you into the next monster, which is one thing I really liked about this house. You went from monster to monster and it was just continuous. So after Wolfman you went straight into something that we'll see this year, and that's the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And it was a really cool scare because he came down on a bungee. Now it's something that I want to see in this year's house, like this year's version of the house. He was down and then he just shot straight up. So it was really cool to see, and honestly the first time I saw it, it completely blew my mind. And depending on the time you went through the house, you either saw him going up or down, so it was cool. And from that we went to Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is my boy, and I hope he gets a house someday, maybe next year, fingers crossed. But this kind of gave us a taste of what his own personal house could possibly be like, and truly it's something I would love to see. I know a lot of us would as well. Then from that, we go to Dracula, and this is honestly a line that most of us were saying throughout the entire run of the event. I don't even know what he said, but all I know is he said, "Devour them." So we got to see this. It was cool to see. Dracula owes us some money though. If you know, you know. So tell that boy to pay up. But this was the first time we got to see like a room with like Dracula's brides above us. We got to see this again in The Bride of Frankenstein Lives, and it was a really nice set. I like that they keep reutilizing that kind of set design because it's worked out really nice when it comes down to it. So from Dracula we go to the Mummy, and we honestly got a full-blown taste of what this was in last year's house, and it was perfect. It was a perfect execution of what a mummy haunted house should be. Now you threw in other two monsters in there and it made it a 10 out of 10 experience. And now here's another boy we're going to see this year, and that is the Phantom of the Opera. And honestly here we just got a small snippet of him with 3 little rooms, but it was a really good like unique way, because in the middle he had like a 3-way scare, and every single time that Phantom got me. Every single time he would just go all the way around and murder me. And now we would leave Phantom and go straight into Frankenstein. Well, Dr. Frankenstein, he would turn the switch on him, and the monster would reign supreme. And from this, we go into what some would call the Void. So it's towards the end of the house already, seeing the finale. And in this Void, we witnessed some really weird happenings. So you saw the Wolfman, Dracula, and then the bride, and it was perfect. And then the house itself ended with a final scare by the bride, and just when you thought it was over, Frankenstein came to scare you too. And honestly I feel like Universal Monsters was a perfect haunted house. It was great, so many hits, you got to see every single monster in there, and truly has me excited anytime a Universal Monsters house is coming to the event. For example, this year's event, when we're going to see so many different monsters in one house. We have Phantom, we have Hunchback, we have Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde for the first time, and the Invisible Man for the first time. So I cannot wait to see how this is going to be executed, and I only have to wait a few more days. It's right there. I'm so excited. And now if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. comment down below what your favorite Universal monster is, or your favorite Universal Monsters house has been. Subscribe if you guys already haven't done so. And stay excellent, my dudes.